Welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Please welcome to the stage Jordan Bishop and Tyler Dressel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here again this morning. I'm, of course, Jordan Bishop, and this is Tyler Dressel. So, if you're not familiar with WSI TV already, we're going to give you a little background here. Tyler, if you could just explain, what is WSI TV?
Sure. We are the income channel. You can find us at theincomechannel.com. Basically, we're here to offer you fresh weekly content on just the best ways to make money from the market.
That's exactly right. So you can go to theincomechannel.com and sign up and subscribe to our channel. You'll get those emails already if you're a part of WSI TV. But make sure you're looking out for those episodes. We give you free stock picks on there, free simple trading systems, just sort of similar to what we're doing here today, but we're covering the when also during these episodes.
That's right.
So let's talk about the mission of WSI TV here. We're here to break down the barrier between you and the Wall Street experts. Now, Tyler, who are these experts we're talking about?
The wealthy 1%, the big banks, the big wigs on Wall Street, basically anybody who's trying to hoard the money for themselves and give you the impression that trading is not for everyone.
Right, and of course, we have an opposite philosophy here, don't we? We like to go against that. We like to put the money back in your hands by showing you these systems. So we're here to hand you the most profitable wealth-building secrets, as well as exploiting the establishment, the 1%, the big bankers, the people who just are trying to get in the way and who are trying to take your money. But of course, we like to make money, as we've seen over the past day or two, here. But we like to have fun while we do it. And of course, we've got a special surprise coming up here soon that I'll just say Tyler's not looking too much for. So that'll be fun in a second. But let's jump into something cool here, because of course, this is a live episode. This is going to be broadcast to our thousands of viewers around the world. So let's give you something real that you can take home with you, right?
So speaking of fun, what if you could never lose? Obviously, losses are inevitable. You're not going to win every single one of the trades you make, but what you can do is limit the amount you lose.
Right, so it's all about managing the small losses, managing the downside, and letting the profits run free.
That's right. So today we're going to be talking about what we call a stop loss. It's basically a way to put a cap on the absolute most you're willing to lose from those trades you make.
Right, that's exactly right. And we like to use the 5% rule as a general rule of thumb. Now, as I've been talking about, each system has different rules here. And make sure you're not breaking those rules. But as a rule of thumb, we like to use 5% as our stop loss. We don't want to lose any more than that. So we also like to lock in our profits with this stop loss. And Tyler, if you could just talk about this, we're going to show you another chart here. If you could just run them through the chart here real quick.
Absolutely. All right, let's see that stop loss in action. So as you can see, we had a good entry point in the chart here around $8. Shares kept bouncing up and up, so we stayed in until you see that dip at the top there below the 40-week moving average, and our stop loss saved us. So we were automatically out, and we had a 208% gain to show for it afterwards.
Right, and that was there in the end of July of 2017. As you can see, it broke below the 40-week moving average, and a 208% gain there. I mean, that's along the lines of the gains I was showing you yesterday as well. So what we do to make sure this stop loss makes sense across all our trades is we use position sizing, right? Because it doesn't make sense to do a $1,000 trade with a 5% stop loss, and then a $100 trade with a 5% stop loss, because you're cutting at different amounts. And again, 20% on $100 is different than 20% on $1,000. So we have a special way of keeping those trades even, so your profits stay consistent. right? And that's called position sizing. So you need to ask yourself, what's your budget? What's the amount that you can risk, right? Because as Tyler just mentioned, you're not going to win them all, but the ones that you do win make up tenfold for those losers.
That's right.
So you're going to take your budget and you're going to divide that amount by 10 into 10 trades, right? Now, I'm not saying you need to make 10 trades all at once, but over the course of a certain period of time, you need to consider, okay, the trade I made today, that's my first trade. That's, say if you have $1,000, divide that $1,000 by 10, that first trade got $100, right? In a couple of days, you're bullish on another stock, right? Remember, timing is everything. But a couple of days, you find another stock to trade. That's trade 2 out of 10. That's another $100, right? And then again, when trade 3 rolls around, that's another $100. So it doesn't matter if, the first stock you trade, let's say it's $100 a share. You would buy 1 share. The second trade, let's say the stock is $50 a share. You buy 2 shares, right? You're looking at the amount that you've put in to each trade. Does that make sense? Yeah? Guys, I know it's early in the morning, but let's get that energy up. Can we start the morning off with a hell yeah? Hell yeah! There we go. Get some coffee in you, and let's keep this profit party moving, right? So, again, as Tyler mentioned, we let our stop loss manage the downside, right? So let's take it for a spin. So first I want to say, as you've seen in the charts, these gains you're going to see are very conservative, right, for normal gains. But I'm just using these 50% gains, as you'll see in a second, just to exemplify how simple this actually is. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! There we go. That's the energy I like to see. So let's pretend and really visualize this money. Let's pretend you've got $10,000 to trade with, right? And again, we need to practice getting rid of those emotions, so you really need to visualize this money as yours, right? So again, take a second. This $10,000 is yours, and you're putting it in these trades we're about to go through, right? Do you trust me to guide your $10,000? All right. So we make the first trade here. Tyler, what happens?
We're down.
We are down. Start. Yeah. How does that make you feel right now? It's your $10,000 and you're down to $9,500 after the first trade. Lousy, yeah, that's a good word. Are you still with me? Are you going to quit right now? What are you guys going to do? Still with us. All right, so we're going to make another trade here, right? Not
down
good.
Again, not good.
Another loss there. Down almost $1,000. Doesn't feel great, right? And if you're really picturing this money as yours, you're starting to feel a little bit of fear now, I would imagine, right? So you guys still with us? Yeah. Mm. Is there anybody here who is dropping out right now and cutting their losses at $1,000? No, I don't see one hand. All right. So let's make another trade, right? Because, we're here to make money. Oh, another loss there, right? It's starting to sink a little bit here. It hurts, doesn't it? You feel that fear. You feel this is your money going. And then we move on to the next trade, and it's another loss. Do I have the right slides here?
I believe so, yeah.
So that's another loss there. Is there anybody here who wants to call it quits right now? No? Okay, so you guys were listening yesterday then, keeping your emotions out of it. I like it. Well trained. All right, another loss. We're down again, right? We're down $2,250. That hurts, that's your $10,000. You're down quite a bit, right? We make another trade here. Another loss. Is there anybody feeling a little doubtful yet? Exactly. So everyone's still with me, right? I didn't see a hand go up. Everyone's still with me. All right, so we make our next trade, 50% gain. How does that feel? Great. Feels good. Feels good, right? So right now, you're up to $10,473. You're basically break even, right? Right where you started. You've been to hell and back, right? Do you want to stay with me, or do you want to cut your ties here? Is there anyone, by a show of hands, who are cutting their ties here and getting out? No? Okay. Again, we did a good job yesterday. I like that, yeah. We make another trade, and again, this 50% gain, as you saw in the charts yesterday, this 50% gain is nothing compared to what we give you. I mean, we've had some couple 100% overnight gains recently that you know, Tyler's found, and we've given some of our members who were here last year, you know. So we make another trade here, another 50% gain. Now you're up $5,000. How's that feel? Feels good, right? Feels good. Now, this isn't exactly how, you know, you're not going to lose the first 6 trades here. I'm not saying this is how it's going to work, but, you know, I'm using that as an extreme example with very low gains, right? So we make another trade, another 50% gain, $23,000. You've more than doubled your money. And then we're going to make one last trade, our 10th trade, another 50% gain, and you've turned $10,000 into $35,000. Right? So those of you who have stuck with us, congratulations. You know, I believe it was all of you. You're now up to $35,000. Right? That's a $25,000 return, even though we lost 6 out of 10 trades. How is it possible, though? We've only won 4 trades, right? And remember, we've usually got a 90% strike rate on our recommendation services. So we're talking, that gain would have been much bigger with the services we're using. But I'm going to go back a bit, and there's one thing you'll notice. All the losses, what percentage was that? 5%. So we're managing the downside, right? And letting this upside run free. You've only won 4 trades there, and because of your trusty stop loss, you're up 25 grand, right?
So this all just serves as a reminder to kick your emotions to the curb. Jim's been touching on this all weekend. I'm sure, you know, after 6 losses in a row, a lot of you would have had the urge to, you know, get out, you know,
right.
Lost confidence or whatnot. But that's letting your ego get in the way. If you just stick to the system and do what you know, it'll pay off in the end, quite literally.
Yeah, and kicking your emotions to the curb like we spoke about. So we're sticking to the system, we're managing the downside, and of course we're ignoring that noise, right? The talking heads on TV, the media. If you're holding onto a stock, don't be discouraged if you hear someone on TV talking, talking poorly about it, right? You stick to the system. Now, for those of you who are familiar with WSI TV, you'll know that we do a section called Verses, right? Tyler, if you could explain what Verses is.
Yeah, so every so often on the episodes, basically, Jordan will pick a stock, and I'll pick a stock, and then whoever comes out with a bigger gain at the end of it wins. And whoever doesn't loses, and they face a punishment for that afterwards.
Right, so I don't know if you can tell, but Tyler's not looking forward to this right now, because we've got a live punishment for you. We each pick stocks on December 3rd. And again, it's the one with the smallest gain gets the punishment, right? So it's usually we both get gains. And, you know, say if I get a 50% gain and he gets a 75% gain, it really hurts because I still got that gain, right? But I still have to do one of these punishments. So we're going to welcome to the stage a volunteer from the audience. I believe Valerie has a volunteer for us. And Tyler is going to take his punishment. And I'm going to step out the way because this is going to get a little messy. All right. So as you can tell, he's not very happy right now. And, you know, when we first started trading against each other, there was a period where I would beat him every time, right? So before we begin, you know.
More?
More? You guys want more on there?
Tell me when to stop.
Hey, be nice to him, okay? If you want to take your jacket off.
Yeah, I might have to lose the jacket for this one.
Okay. And we've got a volunteer here we're welcoming to the stage.
Go easy on me.
How you doing? Carl, nice to meet you again. All right, I'm going to stand out the way. I don't want any whipped cream on me, okay? All right, can we get a countdown?
Yeah, man.
Can we get a countdown here?
Just slam it in my face. I'll stand.
Ready? Starting at 5. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Give Tyler a round of applause, everybody. It's a good sport. Thank you, Carl.
I'm going to get out of here before I make a mess.
Yep, all right. And I got a little splatter on me. We'll get Tyler out the way. Valerie, if we could get some napkins and maybe have this cleaned up a little bit. We didn't anticipate that. But, but there you go. That's a small example of what WSI TV is all about. So make sure you go to theincomechannel.com and subscribe, because there's a lot more where that came from, right?
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com, where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.